Here is your latest African news. Nigeria accused of injustice over #end Sars deaths. Nigerian authorities have been accused of failing to ensure justice for the killing of #end Sars protesters in 2020, 6 months after judicial panel implicated security forces. Human Rights Watch has tasked the government to act on the panel's recommendations and hold those responsible to account. In a statement, it said failure to act on the panel's recommendations will send a painful message to the victims and risk encouraging more violence by security officers. Hundreds of young people took to the streets of major cities in Nigeria in October 2020 to call for the disbandment of a police unit known as the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS in a movement dubbed #end Sars. Security forces were accused of responding with excessive force, including gunfire. One of the worst crackdowns was at the Lekki toll gate in Lagos when army and police officers reportedly opened fire deadly on a crowd of protesters. A panel set up by the Lagos state government in the wake of the protesters found in November last year that security forces shot, injured and killed unarmed protesters. It recommended disciplinary measures and prosecution of army and police officers implicated, as well as payment of compensation to victims. The report was disputed, but the Lagos state government said it fully or partially accepted all but one of the panel's recommendations, promising to act. Ghana. 11 Ghanaians missing as Chinese fishing vessel sinks in Elimina. At least 11 people are missing after a trawler sank off the coast of Ghana, Ghanaian authorities have said. The MV Comforter 2, a Ghanaian vessel operated by a Chinese company, sank during a storm about 180 kilometers off Takoradi, southwest, Ghana's second largest port. According to Deputy Director of Fisheries, 26 crew members were on board when the incident occurred, with 15 rescued and 11 still missing. The official said some of the survivors who suffered minor injuries were traumatized. According to survivor accounts, the crew were fishing in a storm when the disaster occurred. In Ghana, foreign vessels must register under the local flag and access the country's waters with local licenses. A 2018 survey by the Environmental Justice Foundation, a report found that 90% of fishing vessels operating in Ghana are linked to Chinese companies. Uganda. Push to downsize Uganda Parliament. A plan to introduce a bill that seeks to downsize the Ugandan parliament by almost half is causing a stir within the ruling party, as several legislators say the proposed law should be discussed and supported to improve governance. Initially, the plan proposed to have each district represented by 2 people, a man and a woman, a move that would see the number of MPs fall from the current 556, who include ex-official members, to 292 MPs, representing 146 districts. Last month, the Constitutional Court ruled that the Electoral Commission violated the Constitution by creating new constituencies that do not meet the population quota based on data from the 2002 and 2014 census. The court observed that densely populated districts such as Kampala, Wakiso and Arua were underrepresented when compared to smaller districts that have several legislators. South Africa. Flights cancelled as Johannesburg hit by fuel shortage. After 14 flight cancellations affecting over 3,000 passengers, the Airports Company of South Africa says it is working to rectify the fuel shortage at the OR Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg. The Central Energy Fund says it will assist international airlines to refuel should their suppliers be unable to provide aviation fuel. A ship carrying 10 million litres of fuel is currently docked in Durban, but that consignment is only expected to reach Johannesburg via pipeline next week. OR Tambo Airport's main supply of fuel is via rail, but flood damage to the network in the KwaZulu-Natal region around Durban means it will not be partially reopened until June. The airport currently has just over 3 days of fuel left, but authorities are confident that measures put in place will prevent further cancellations. East Africa. EAC adopts new tax rate to protect infant industries. Trade and Finance Ministers in the East African Community EAC have adopted a 35% levy that seeks to protect infant industries within the region against unfair competition. The EAC Common External Tariff, which applies to imports that are similar to goods produced within the East African Community, was reached by regional ministers of trade and finance during a retreat to review the Common External Tariff in Mombasa, Kenya last week. The meeting further directed EAC partner states to identify products which are affected by the current global trade disruptions for consideration during the pre-budget consultations meeting scheduled for May 9th to 13th, 2022. The tariff is reviewed every 5 years. The last review was done in 2016. South Africa. 2022 Mining Indaba Summit kicks off in South Africa. The 2022 Mining Indaba Summit began on Monday in Cape Town, South Africa. The summit is scheduled to run until the end of the week and intends to highlight the issues surrounding mining in Africa. Speaking during the opening of the summit, the Zambian president called upon elected leaders in their respective countries to be responsible for their duties. Other leaders also called upon countries in Africa must share the benefits of their respective resources. This year's Mining Indaba happens with a backdrop of high energy prices, which pose a significant inflationary risk to the poor and emerging markets. The mining industry on the continent has been impacted by other issues like insecurity, workers' strikes, and low global mineral prices. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, follow, share, and like our video. It's the best way of supporting us. And remember, Africa is watching.